you feel that we get the mix right in human nutrition, the same as we're able to get things right with pet nutrition?
I think it's a really important discussion to have, because one thing I like to put out into the universe whenever I'm talking about food or ingredients is to count nutrient density.
Yeah.
So to make sure that everything we eat, when we eat, really counts.
Yeah.
So that we're packing it with flavour, but also making sure we're getting our vitamins, minerals, and our key macros as well, our macro and micronutrients. I think one thing that really attracted me to Black Hawk was the fact that nutrient density was a key factor along your pillar of ingredients.
Yeah.
And I love that everything I could see on the packet reflected things that I would actually eat, highlighting that it really is a real food movement for pets.
Yeah, it's about finding that synergy. I kind of taking years of research and what we know from a scientific standpoint, from a nutritional research standpoint, and applying that to the nutritional philosophy, which is Black Hawk, particularly kind of, once again, that natural holistic feel, ingredients which you identify with and that are minimally processed. But it's very well known that chia, for example, has 37 different nutrients which need to be delivered to her by you as a responsible pet owner every day in order to allow her to live her life, her best life. Is your lesson not only nutrient density but diversity in diet?
Yeah, I think diversity is really important just in humans. Just like they shouldn't be eating the same thing for every meal each and every day, it's important that dogs get that good nutrient diversity with what they're eating across their kibble, so that there is a broad spectrum of things that they can be getting from each and every mouthful. For me, I think what I really, really love is the fact that the ethos behind how the ingredients are sourced. So for example, sustainable and ethical salmon, and then also real protein from chicken, beef and kangaroo. I think that's a huge talking point, because it means that we're actually feeding our dogs real food. And I think that's an important factor to think about.
Yeah, it being locally produced, locally sourced, means that we're able to be a lot closer to those ingredients as well, to actually see them, and it comes back to, I suppose, product quality and safety as well, to have complete transparency on those raw materials which make their way through an industrial or a factory setting to bring us a kibble which is complete and balanced. Absolutely, and you don't get that visibility with all products.
One thing I talk a lot about is utilising healthy fats. I think it's really important. Healthy fats play a role in both humans and dogs. I particularly love that emu oil is celebrated in the Black Hawk range. And I mean, I'm just touching chia now, and I know that not only does it give her a beautiful shiny coat, but it's also helping her joints. All of those healthy fats play an integral part and a fantastic source of energy as well. Yeah,
I mean, it comes back to the omega-3s, the omega-6s. They're all brilliant compounds. We know that every cell in the body is able to go through an inflammatory cascade, from a scientific standpoint. But those omegas really do help to counter that. So any inflammatory condition, or even just helping the quality of the coat, also kind of the health of the joints, as you've kind of pointed out. Any inflammatory condition can be benefited by omega-3s in particular.
I think it's important that we also touch on antioxidants. So we see blueberries, we see fresh herbs, leafy greens, cranberries are an important factor as well. I mean, they fight free radicals, they protect against cell damage, and I think, we want the food to be flavoursome, but we also want it to be functional.
Yeah, as a boffin, again, I love kind of the antioxidant story, that, to think of these free radicals which are like bouncing around our bodies, looking to do damage to us every day. Just even the sunlight that where I'm sitting in can somewhat damage our cells, not to stop us from sunbathing, but these, particularly bright vegetables are really high in the antioxidants. So your tomatoes, your cranberries, your blueberries, etc. Heaps in your rosemary, for example, rosemary extract, which we use a lot in our products. So they're great to not only preserve the product, but preserve you as well, or the animal that we're feeding. Yeah, great, another awesome functional ingredient, which is what Black Hawk's all about.
If there's anything I tell humans, It's to eat the rainbow, so
Yep.
eat an abundance of different
Live
colour.
longer, yep.
You live longer. Make sure that you are getting that good balance between healthy fats, such as your emu oil in there as well,
Yeah.
and you're getting your well-sourced protein from real food sources that are sustainable and ethical, and then of course your carbohydrates from good quality sources as well.
Yeah.
Where do grains and grain-free come into this conversation?
I'd say, yeah, grain is a great option for those who have an intolerance, or at least we've found that quite a number of pets do benefit or thrive more on a grain-free product.
Is that why we're using things like the sweet potato in there, and we've got
Exactly. So they're not necessarily carbohydrate-free, as you say.
Yeah.
These carbohydrates are important and do play a functional role, as well as a big part of our macros.
Yeah.
But if we can divert away from those grains, those kind of wheats, the oats, get away from kind of the corn-based, high-carb rations, then what we find is some of our dogs, once again, kind of thrive a lot more. And it marries perfectly with the high protein, high meat content philosophy as well.
It's all well and good to talk about these, but we have to have fibre. So we've got things like beet pulp, which is in there as well, and tapioca, it's a tuber, which is high in fibre as well. That all helps cleanse our dog, just as it does humans.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how many synergies you see in both of these things when you're feeding Chia.
She's asleep, by the way. She's actually completely zonked out right now.
Nice. It's important that she gets a complete balance of all of those macros. Yeah, as you say, kind of fibre is really important for gut health. Fermentable fibres are brilliant for helping the microbiome as well, establish normality there. It does great things for the back end performance, we say. Yep. Fibre, really key within the carbohydrate group, which once again is less of a priority with the grain-free and particularly kind of the rest of the natural foods that Black Hawk produces. We don't put anything in unless it does have that functional benefit.
Well, as a dog owner, I love seeing that some of the ingredients celebrated are the food that I celebrate. So I know what I eat is good enough for me, it should be good enough for Chia.
Yeah, if you can buy it in the supermarket or at Market Garden, then absolutely, why not incorporate that into all of our diets?
Absolutely.
Yeah.